So I'll be honest, I knew a lot less about Adonai Mitchell earlier this year than I did a lot of the other wide receivers that were heading towards the 2024 NFL draft. He is undoubtedly one of the toughest talents to evaluate. He's got a rare blend of size and speed, and he's also playing in an offense at Texas in which he didn't need to be the star. He's a former 5-star recruit who transferred away from Georgia after 2 fairly quiet seasons to go and play 1 year with the Longhorns before he announced himself for the 2024 draft. And his college career just doesn't boast the stats that you might have gotten used to seeing from the likes of Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase and these 1,000-yard receivers. He isn't one of those. In fact, in 10 of the 12 regular season games that he played this past season for the Longhorns, he caught 3 or less passes. But in the other 2 games, he dominated. And then in the conference championship game, he dominated again. His game was a story that I was excited to delve into. A unique set of stats that I wanted to understand more about and what those stats and the young talent attached to them might mean for a young Indianapolis Colts offense that is really looking to take that next step in the NFL. So the only way for me to really get to grips with what Adonai Mitchell might bring to Indianapolis is to watch the film. So let's do it together and we'll see what we can come up with. I'll start with this. If there'd been more of what I'm about to show you with perhaps more overwhelming numbers and a couple of 1,000-yard seasons, Adonai Mitchell would have been well and truly cemented as a first rounder. The limited sample size in 2 seasons at Georgia, followed by the role he played in the Texas Longhorns offense, just meant there wasn't quite enough on show to take that chance in the early first round. Mitchell shared the primary targets at Texas with Xavier Worthy and tight end Jatavion Sanders, while the Longhorns also showed a strong intent to run the football. The end result was a 704-yard season, but he did score 9 touchdowns in his first year in a brand new offense. The somewhat limited exposure, in my mind, means the Indianapolis Colts got a first-round talent at wide receiver in the late second round. Not only that, they were able to actually trade down and accumulate more picks before they got him. If the film is anything to go by, a few years from now, that's going to look like a stroke of genius. I try not to act as a fan too much with these videos, but in all honesty, there was so much here that I liked. I'm not even sure where to start, but Adonai Mitchell is one of the best picks of the 2024 NFL Draft. That I truly believe. Let's begin with his showcase in one-on-one situations, and where better to start than a one-on-one against Kool-Aid McKinstry, who was drafted 11 picks before Adonai by the New Orleans Saints. Adonai gets a nice release, but Kool-Aid plays it pretty well, keeping him pressed tightly to the boundary, and yet the result is a win for Adonai Mitchell, showing great hands and dominance in a closely contested situation with a highly touted DB. The reliability and concentration on jump balls and contested catches was very clear, and while I will get to his impressive montage of touchdowns later, I had to sneak this one in here to show that ability off a little further. Here's another one, and yes, it's another touchdown, but you won't believe how switched on Adonai Mitchell is in the red zone. Again, this is a contested catch. He has to jump through traffic to bring it down, but when it came to targets in the end zone, he was almost unstoppable. Not only is he able to win these contested catches, but if you line him up one-on-one on the outside, he's got such well-developed route running ability that he can completely fool his defender to get himself wide open. I watched almost the entire Longhorns season and was anything but short of highlights of his route running for this video. He's got a really impressive package of route running techniques, double moves, setups against a man defender, and a wide range of experience running just about every route too. On short routes, he knows how to get open and cut across the face of his defender. For example, here, he comes out of the gate slow and then cuts across the defender to pick up the football. He can sit it down in the soft spot, again getting open before turning upfield, and does a great job of showing a defender to the outside in close man coverage before again getting his body across the defender's face to get open inside. The same is true here, this time on a slightly deeper in-breaking route. He again shows the defender outside before showing some real twitch to cut his route off, break inside, and bring this one in for a big gain and a first down. That route running in short yardage situations proved extremely effective in the red zone too. This time he sells his defender inside, gets him to close off his body to the sideline, and then breaks back towards the pylon for a wide open score. If he can do this in the NFL, Anthony Richardson and Shane Steichen are going to love him within 20 yards of the goal line. Watch the acceleration here to pull away from his defender. The timing of the throw combined with Mitchell's break once again results in a touchdown, and by this point you might be starting to see a pattern with his ability to make plays and bring the ball down with his feet in the end zone. His outbreaking routes are just as effective, cutting off a route to make a play towards the sideline, and again here against Oklahoma, bringing the route slightly inside on his stem before he makes that cut. The Sooners defender turns the wrong way, leaving Adonai wide open to make the catch. His route running is really impressive. He's just got such a fine-tuned sense of setting up defenders, running some of the smoothest routes I've seen on film. His tape showed me the complete package, and I've got more to share with you. That football IQ in running crisp routes extends into the deep ball too. Here, he shows the Alabama defender outside with a quick breakdown in his route before once again cutting across his face on a post route, collecting a touchdown in several yards of space. That's dangerous. He'll be able to do that in the pros too, and without a deep safety, those can result in explosive touchdowns for the Colts offense.
We need to get speed at wide out. There's some guys up there that do have speed.
They certainly got it with the 4.34 speed, and Adonai Mitchell is going to challenge defensive backs deep down the field in the pros. Here, he shows the Kansas State defender inside before getting back on his horse to go deep. Again, he gets himself wide open for the catch, resulting in a huge gain for the offense. On this one, he breaks outwards towards the sideline before going deep. The hesitation and break towards the boundary slows the outside defender, allowing him to get open again in the end zone. By the time the ball gets there, he does have to fight for it through contact, but comes down with it for, you guessed it, another touchdown. Now, his double moves were some of my absolute favorites to watch. There's so much for a defender to try and read in his routes, and he's got these nailed. Look at the position of this Kansas State corner when Adonai breaks back down the field. He forces him downhill, commits him inside, and then leaves him in the dust. This was really impressive. Again here with the out and up route down the sideline, resulting in a big gain with a really nice throw between coverage before Mitchell shows a little of his ability after the catch, turning on the Jets. Once again with the in-breaking turned out route, collecting another catch close to the sideline. Texas ran a whole bunch of comeback routes. That was evident both in the Xavier Worthy film study that's already up on the channel and on this one. Adonai Mitchell can cut off his routes at the top of his stem to get open and pick up first downs, as shown multiple times on film. I liked the way he came back and attacked the football in space on this one before looking to try and pick up additional yardage after the catch. You can see how smooth everything is, his routes, his catches, the receiver into ball carrier. It's all very seamless. On this one, he had to fight it through contact at the top of the route. Not sure why the game was a little grainy on this one. Apologies for that, but we're working with what we've got here, huh? Again here with the yards after the catch and the fluid motion to collect the football and become the ball carrier, and one more here against Oklahoma. At this point, I was already impressed, and if you are too, maybe you should subscribe to the channel, but we're actually just getting started. Colts fans, I better see you guys hyped up for this man. You got a steal. I actually have zero doubt in my mind that this is going to be one of those day two guys that we look back on puzzled as to how he didn't go in the first. If you need more evidence, sit tight. I got you. Production over the middle of the field, another standout element in Adonai Mitchell's game. His savvy in playing his defender really helps his game here, and he's very rarely beaten to the football. I showed earlier that he can win across a defender's face inside, as well as making himself available in between coverage. He seems to have such a gift for settling in space, getting a good feel of the game, and where exactly he wants to position himself to give his quarterback the best outlet. Coming over the middle here against Kansas, he seems to almost be running at half speed, but when he collects the football, he's exactly where he wants to be before he tries to turn on the Jets and get down the sideline. Here's another, snapping the route off to create separation against his man before making the catch over the middle. The more I watched, the more consistency I saw in his game. There is countless production over the middle of the field, whether it be against man or zone coverage, which only adds to all of the skills we've already mentioned. But one of the things that helps him be so productive in a sometimes crowded space is the way he attacks the football. There is intent behind every catch. Look at the way he stabs the football out of the air on these in-breaking routes. He's such a natural hands catcher, even when the football is a little high. He effortlessly plucks this one out of the sky without even breaking stride. That's an NFL caliber wide receiver showing elite hands, and again, there was so much of that, and it was incredibly consistent. You could see it at the combine, where Mitchell had a tremendous day amongst the wide receivers. The natural hands catches showed, he never broke stride, it was smooth, and of course the 4.34 40-yard dash never hurts. Mitchell just doesn't have a problem with drops, not even close. Unless he faced pass interference or double coverage, he was coming down with the football. The way he collects the football in stride is amazing. Whether it's out in front or a little behind like this one, he is a football snatching machine. Those hands allow him to make plays like this one, having never slowed down even a beat to pick up this football, stabbing it out of the sky and then fighting forwards for a touchdown. It's just so crisp, smooth, silky, whatever adjectives you want to throw at it. Adonai Mitchell is a ball player. He is unfazed in a crowded area, collecting the football here and turning upfield between defenders, again showing that production over the middle of the field. This ball was thrown high, but his tall frame and impressive catch radius allows him to snag it and keep it moving. Same again here to get his hands out in front of the defender to collect this football. I didn't see a single body catch, just really, really good hands. On multiple occasions, he proved he could control his body and toe tap the sideline. This touchdown was one of those, and this one here too, getting both feet down with the football. Same again here to attack the football at the highest point, hands out in front and turning upfield, and again here with another elite hands catch in stride coming over the middle. Adonai Mitchell's highlight film felt like that of a receiver who put up 1,500 yards last season. It really did. There were so many superb plays that I found myself often scratching my head as to how he sometimes only managed 3 or 4 targets in a single game. In the NFL, with elite talent around him, I could really see Adonai Mitchell budding into a star. With all of these traits, I just don't know why he wouldn't. And as for production in scoring touchdowns, well, we saw that he can make that happen on the deep ball, and this isn't against any cupcake program. This is the Alabama defense. Adonai Mitchell wins, and he's wide open for a touchdown. Again here with that double move to create space for himself before finishing off the play with a great catch over a defender. Again, he gets his feet down, showcasing NFL-ready ability in the end zone. Mitchell just seemed to thrive when it came to touchdown potential plays. He was in his element in or around the end zone, and it doesn't get much more reliable when it comes to making yourself available for your quarterback when it matters the most. The aggressive hands, ability to find the end zone after the catch, beat a man in coverage to get wide open towards the pylon, which he showed he was capable of multiple times against different looks. He did it again here against Oklahoma State, creating space for himself in the end zone with an outbreaking route. Ewers throws it out towards the pylon, and Mitchell shows great body control to bring it in. He could dominate over the top with deep balls resulting in scores, even if he's got a defender draped all over him or he's fighting for a jump ball. Mitchell showed that he could win with NFL-level consistency. When it comes to a wide receiver finding the end zone, I really don't think you can ask for much more in terms of the value. He wasn't just scoring one way, he was scoring on everything the Longhorns threw at him. Unfazed by tight coverage, Adonai Mitchell is a stud, and I truly believe we're looking at a superstar in the making here. So this young man can do everything we've covered so far in today's breakdown, but then he goes out and runs a sub 4.4 40-yard dash ahead of the draft. So you have an elite hands catcher with a beautifully developed route tree who can run in the 4.3s. There is zero reason not to get excited about that. And he'll make plays after the catch too. As I mentioned, his pure hands catches and ability to never drop a step in bringing the ball in opens up opportunities for him to keep his feet moving after the catch. That can be particularly useful in the red zone, finding pay dirt before the defenders have even figured out what's going on, as well as having the body control to show feints and put a foot in the ground to sell defenders before going in a different direction. The speed burst is clear, as is the impressive IQ to avoid incoming defenders and find additional yardage with the football in his hands. The path to elite football is clear for Adonai Mitchell. I really do believe he might be the steal of the draft, and I don't say that lightly. Had he played a little longer or caught a few more passes, I really feel like he may have featured in the draft's first round and likely inside the top 20. This is a former 5-star recruit who's been slowly and silently putting it all together, and the results could be quite remarkable when he gets out on the field in 2024. I'd expect to see him early. His route running deserves playing time, and if he scores 7+ touchdowns in his rookie season, I won't even be remotely surprised. So Colts fans, you got yourselves a good one. I'm all in on Adonai Mitchell. I think he's going to be a star. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below, but I want to know if you, as the diehard fans of the franchise, believe that Mitchell could be the missing piece to unlocking the next level in Indy. I'll see you in the next one. And as always, the only question remaining is, who would you like to study next?